Hi everyone, Aaron here for Zollotech, and many of you have been asking me about that rumor from the past week or so about iPhone 12 not including a charger or EarPods in the box. So I wanted to talk about that, and then a recent leak yesterday that said, well, they may not include those things, but might include a new cable. So I wanted to talk about all of that in this video. And so these are iPhone 12 prototype units, or basically non-functioning units that generally give you an idea of the dimensions, what they look like. And these are more for case makers so that they can get their cases ready for production when it comes out in late September or early October or somewhere around that point. And so with this particular model, there may not be EarPods or a charger in the box, according to this mock-up or drawing of maybe a representation of the box that you can see here. Now, keep in mind, one of the things is if you already have an iPhone, chances are you're not going to use everything that comes in the box. For example, here's my iPhone 11 box. And of course, I've had the iPhone 11 since it came out, and you'll see that my charger, the 5-watt power adapter, my EarPods, and my lightning cable are still in the box because I have others that I prefer to use. However, when Apple switched over to a faster version, I did decide to use it. So here is my iPhone 12 or iPhone 11 Pro box rather, and you'll see that the charger and the cable are in use, and that's because Apple changed it. Now, if they don't include a cable or charger in the box, that would kind of be a shame because, well, when they switched, it was really nice to go from USB-C to Lightning like we have here with the faster power adapter that we have here. So we've got faster charging, and Apple may make a 20-watt version of this. You can see this one is, I believe this is the 18-watt adapter, but it works fine, and I don't use it all the time. I usually use wireless charging. But if Apple doesn't include these, there is some information that came out yesterday about Apple instead including a braided cable. Now, Apple does have a braided cable for sale already if you have a Mac Pro. And this is a super nice cable. It feels very durable. And in fact, it is slightly damaged already because I ran over it with a chair. So you'll see it ripped this, but it still works fine. It's braided under there. And that's unfortunate that that happened. It fell on the floor, and then I moved the chair and it ran over it and actually ripped this. But the cable still works fine, and the rumor is that Apple will instead include this cable only in white with the iPhone 12 instead of a charger or EarPods. Now, I'm okay with them not including EarPods, as many people have sort of switched to wireless headphones, but it's still nice to get those little extras in the box. In fact, back in the day with the original iPod or iPhone, you would get a little dock like this. So it wouldn't be Lightning, but it would be the 30-pin connector. And so you would get a little charging adapter, a stand. You would also get a 30-pin adapter, and they became unreliable. This is the oldest cable that I have that's 30-pin. It still works, but it's frayed on both ends. It's very dirty, but it does the job, and I use it to charge the iPhone 4S, and it still works for those connections. But it's not that durable. If Apple switches to, say, a braided cable for longevity, where they don't have to replace these cheaper cables that come with the iPhone currently, that would be a welcome change, but I would hate to see them not include a power adapter. So these are super thin. If you've ever used them, they tend to fray after a while. Even if you're unplugging them properly, after a couple years, they start to break, and that's just kind of the way it is. If they replace that with a more durable cable, I would love to see that, but I would still like for them to include a power brick for those that might not have one. Now, they could give an option, of course, of not including one or including one, but I think for most people, they would opt to get this even if they didn't have it because they might only have one and they could use another from last year. So if they got an iPhone 11 Pro or 11 Pro Max, you'd have one of these. If you had an iPhone 11 last year and you're upgrading, well, you wouldn't have one of these. So it would be really nice to have this option. And so I say all of that to say, well, I would really like Apple to include some nice things with it. I really liked when they included the dock like we have here. Only I would like to see a newer style. Maybe a wireless charging dock would be nice, but you never know what Apple's going to do because that's a rumor. In fact, there was some information saying that Apple was sending out surveys to see what people thought of it. And so I'm actually okay with them not including all of those things personally, but that's because I have a bunch of them. For the normal user that does not review phones and things like that, I would like to see them include a braided cable, and forget this style charger, but I would like to see them switch over to a gallium nitride charger like this from Anker. Now, this is not sponsored. I've been using this quite a while, and it charges really fast. Now, as you can see, it says PowerPort Atom PD1. This is their first gallium nitride charger. It's compact, but it's strong enough or powerful enough to actually charge a MacBook. So I'll charge a MacBook Air with this, my iPad Pro, my iPhones when I need to, and it's super portable. You can see it's a little bit smaller than what we have here. So I would love to see them switch to maybe a smaller one and just kind of give one of these for people that need it. So I would love to see that change, although it's hard to say if we ever will. But I would love to see a new cable. I think that's a great start. I think it would add for durability and maybe include a power adapter. EarPods are kind of hit or miss at this point. I think a lot of people opt for different headphones, but still, I would like to keep those niceties in the box. That's just my personal opinion. Some people may not think that way, but I'd love to hear what you have to say about it in the comments below. If iPhone 12 didn't come with those, would you buy one? If it does it matter? Let me know in the comments below. Now, I always include a new wallpaper, so here's a new one I've included in the description below if you'd like to try this out. So just check it out there. And if you haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And if you enjoyed the video, please give it a like. As always, thanks for watching. This is Aaron. I'll see you next time.